other day I got an email from Don Lace Jr. from the Lace Music Company. They make the Lace sensor pickups, and he said he was going to be sending me something in the mail. And I received this nondescript box in black, very cool looking. And inside you'll find this pickguard loaded with gold lace sensor pickups. Now this looks like a standard pickguard you would find in a Strat Plus, except for it has the lace sensor branded pickups rather than the Fender lace sensor pickups. But what's interesting about this is that it has a special circuitry on the back. This was autographed by Don Lace Jr. too, and somebody else there at Lace Music Company. Pretty cool they sent this, but check out the circuitry. It's all printed circuit board. It's super clean. You've got your volume and your two-tone controls here. And then you got this switch. Check out the switch. This switch is really big and fat. It's called the Freeway switch, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this switch in a second. But when you take this pickguard and look at it just like this, and you put this in position 1, you have the bridge pickup, your traditional 5-way Strat switching. Bridge plus middle in parallel. That's the way Fender always did it. They wired their pickups together in parallel. And then you have the middle pickup, then the middle plus the neck, and then just the neck pickup. But here's the cool feature about this Freeway switch. Now listen to this. You hear that clicking sound? This is called a stick shift, so you can change gears here with this by shifting with your Freeway switch here and get a whole bunch more tones that you don't normally get. It's a 10-way switch. So anyhow, you click this over like that, so it's kind of leaning to the side, the stick shift knob. Now you get some really interesting things happening. In this first position here, you have the bridge plus the middle in series. So instead of being wired parallel like Fender always did it for years, they're doing it in series. And what that does is it doubles the output of the pickups because they're ran together in series. The signal comes in, goes out this pickup and back down to your output jack. And then when you go into this position, which is position 2, it's all 3 pickups on at the same time wired in parallel. That was the trick that was used on the Telecaster Pluses, the version 2 Telecaster Pluses with that little bridge activated mini switch. You could do that. And then you go like this. Now you have the neck and the bridge in series. So the signal comes in and then it goes up and it comes out. So it puts these 2 pickups in series with each other. And then the next position here is to take these 2 pickups and put them in parallel. Now that's just like most standard Telecasters. You have a neck and a bridge pickup and they wire them in position 3 so that they're in parallel. And then you put this up like that, you have the neck pickup and the middle pickup wired in series. So you get all these cool options here. You have these 2 wired in series, all 3 wired in parallel. You have these 2 wired in series, and then the neck plus the bridge wired in parallel, and then the neck plus the middle pickup wired in series. So it's a 10-way switch. I'm kind of curious to see what this is going to sound like. While I have a lot of guitars, I don't really want to just take and tear down one of my guitars to put this pickguard in it. I keep usually between 50 and 60 guitars in stock here. And so I guess I'm going to have to build one. So I happen to have this 1992 Strat Plus neck here. It's a very nice neck that's clean. I think the body was damaged or something when I got this guitar. So I'll need a neck and then I'll need a body. And over here by my editing system, I got a stack of bodies. Here's a 1993 Alder Strat Plus body that's in really good shape. It's got a few little chips on it, so we could use that for a body. And then under my workbench, let's see, here's a bridge. That bridge will make a nice addition if we build our own Strat Plus here. And then put the neck on it like that, and then this pickguard will go into it. So I think we can build ourselves a nice guitar in just a matter of minutes. Okay, let's build us a Strat Plus using the Lace Sensor Plus pickguard. Got screws here, got that. Okay, we're gonna do a fast build. Okay, it's ready for a test drive. This guitar came together not only really quickly, but it came together really well. In fact, the action, for just throwing the guitar together really quick, I'm surprised because the action is like really low and silky all the way down. It doesn't fret out. It plays just super nice. I was pleasantly surprised since it was a quick throw together. And by the way, that speedy assembly, the music in the background there, I was cheating a little bit. That was something I recorded about 15 years ago, just goofing around the studio. And the lead on that funky, quick, upbeat little piece of music was all recorded with a Telecaster, not a Strat Plus. In fact, it was before I started getting into Strat Pluses, I think, probably back in the late 1990s I recorded that. But anyhow, before we do a test drive on these pickups using this 10-way Freeway switch and the stick shift shifter selector button, I want to talk about the tone controls a little bit. I haven't quite got these figured out, but I noticed that in the Lace Music brochure, there was some diagrams showing that these not only work as tone controls, but in some positions, they work as blending pots. So this means it adds a whole bunch more extra tones to the guitar. And if you're not familiar with a blending pot, oftentimes there'll be like two pickups in a parallel wiring configuration, and they'll put a blending pot in the circuit. And so you can have like two pickups, so you can favor one pickup over the other. And depending on how much you want to blend, you know, so it could be like 3/4 of the neck pickup and 1/4 of the bridge pickup, and you can blend it. So you can get a whole bunch of different variations of tones there, besides what you get with this 10-way switching here. Now, when you have the stick shift, the 5-way switch, put in the standard position where it just looks like a regular switch, it's just sticking straight up, you get all your typical Telecaster tones. I'm running completely dry here. My pedal board's got just a small amount of compression just to have some compression, I guess. But so this is a typical Stratocaster bridge sound. So you get all the 5-way switching for a standard Strat in this position. You get the bridge, the bridge plus middle, the middle plus neck, and then the neck. You know, so you get that standard switching. But then when you take this little 5-way switch and use it like a stick shift and move it backwards like that, you start getting a whole bunch of new banks of tones, an additional 5 banks of tones. So let's run through those and then we'll make a comparison really quick. When it's all the way back, you get basically the bridge plus the middle in series. And what that means is that the signal comes into one pickup, connects to the lead on the other pickup, and goes back. So what it basically does is it takes 2 single coil pickups and turns it into like a humbucker. So it gets a fatter sound. Here's your standard, you know, Strat bridge pickup sound. Now with it flipped into the second position on the stick shift. Quite a difference. And then you go to position 7, is all 3 pickups wired in parallel. That means they're all wired together like that, not in series, but all together. This creates like a giant spread humbucker. This trick, by the way, was used on the version 2 Telecaster Pluses. You had a little mini switch, and you could flip that little mini switch, and then it would activate the bridge pickup while you were in the middle, the neck pickup position, or the neck plus middle pickup position. All 3 pickups would come on. So what happens is it gives this kind of darker, fat sound. And then position 8 is the neck and the bridge in series. So it runs into this pickup and comes out through that pickup. Makes like a giant spread out humbucker sound. And then position 9 is the neck and bridge in parallel, like a standard Telecaster when you have the selector switch in the middle position. You get the neck and the bridge together. Yeah, and then you go up to position 10. It is the neck and the middle pickup in series, so it's like a humbucker again. So really what it does with this extra switching, it gives you some non-Strat sounding tones. Like you could be standard Stratocaster neck pickup position. Then change over to the with a super switch or the freeway switch. A lot fatter sounding. Now when I got this set up, I was thinking, wow, cool, I'm going to be able to do a lot of different kind of variation sounds with lead. But what I really found in doing a session the other night where we played 3 hours and we played a large variety of music, everything from Bob Dylan to Tom Petty. And what I noticed is that this was really nice for playing rhythm sometimes, you know. When you wanted a fuller sound. So let's compare the standard Strat switching with the extra 5 positions that you get with this switch, the freeway switch. Okay, bridge Strat. Special switch position 6. Okay, now let's go to Strat pickup, bridge, and the middle pickups. Standard Strat. Freeway switch. Okay, and then now the middle pickup on standard Strat. Freeway switch. Standard Strat pickup setting for neck and middle. Freeway switch. Now the standard neck position for a Strat. Freeway switch. I kind of get an idea. Add a little delay. This is using the extra 5 positions. That's a nice sound right there, having the standard like Telecaster switching with the neck and the bridge. I think you kind of get the idea. It's a nice feature because there's no battery required with this setup. And you get 5 extra positions on a standard Strat that has 5 positions already. So you get 10 positions of different variations of tone. I think this is going to be really handy. You know, I've installed the Clapton boost in several guitars and did some custom builds. And I stick a 9-volt battery under the pickguard, which was a pain because every time I wanted to change the battery, I'd take the whole pickguard loose. Or sometimes I would put them in the back here by moving the springs around, but this has got the trim setter in it, so there's not room for a battery. But the nice thing is this doesn't really require a battery. It's just plug and play, basically, install it. Pretty amazing what they could do with that circuit board to make it have so many different capacitor sounds and blending sounds, and then the switching with it. So anyhow, that's my review. I'm not sponsored by Lace Music doing this. This is just an honest review that I'm giving. Probably maybe on the negative side if I was going to say something. A lot of times in live situations, unless you got stuff really memorized, you kind of tend to gravitate to certain settings that you know really well. So there's a little bit of a learning curve of what you like for tones on using all these extra switching, but it does give you some variations, so you don't have to use like a Les Paul or a 335 or something like that when you can get fatter humbucker type tones right out of your Strat. Yeah, thanks for watching.